be a very special book, which you may have read before. It's called The Mitten. And I know that Miss Cottle checked out some books by the same author. Have you ever heard the name Jan Brett? Have you read any books? Does that sound familiar to you? Yeah, she has written a lot of very special books. And she illustrates. That's what is so important. Does anyone know what illustrate means? That's a fancy word. What is that?
It's someone that other writes the book.
It's someone other than the person who writes the books. So there's somebody who writes the words, that's the author, and the illustrator is who does what?
And put a picture.
Very good. Is that what you were going to say too, Eileen? Excellent. So she is so famous for her amazing illustrations or pictures. Okay? So make sure you're looking very closely. And remember the title? What's the title? The Mitten. And so she draws some really cool illustrations here in the shape of a, what is that? What is that the shape of? A mitten. Very good. Okay, do you all see that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So make sure, if you want to get closer, that would be fine with me, just so you can see all these special pictures. But I'll hold them out after I read the words, okay?
I found two mittens.
Excellent. There's one here and one here. And you'll be able to find them each time I turn the page, okay? So look closely at those two. Once, there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. Now, obviously, Nicky lives in a place where there's snow on the ground, right? Is there a problem you could think of with having white mittens? I don't know. There might be. Let's see if we find out. At first, his grandmother, Baba, did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. So did you see what the problem was with that? Having white ones? That'll be hard to find in the snow. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound. But then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So she's going to check. Is that a good idea? Yeah. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. Did we all predict that might happen? Yeah, I kind of saw that one coming, didn't we? Did you see it? Yeah, very good. Well, what's in this mitten? Do you see what's in that mitten?
Oh, yeah.
It's some kind of animal, isn't it? I wonder what that's going to be about. I think we'll learn more about that animal on the next page. Maybe. Keep an eye on those mittens. A mole, oh, that's what that was, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside it. He crawled inside it. It was cozy and warm and just the right size. So he decided to stay. What other observation did you make? What did you see? A bunny. I wonder what that means for the next page. What do you think? Do you want to share? I think so too. Paisley is predicting that the rabbit will find the mitten. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was enough room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved gonna want to get kicked by a rabbit. No way. What's next? I don't know. What is that? We'll find out what kind of animal that is. Next, a hedgehog. That's what it was. Came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit bumped and jostled, but not being one to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. Yeah. Have you ever been around a hedgehog? It's not very comfortable. He's covered with spiny things on his back, so they definitely decided to move over and make room. Good idea? What's next? You see what's next? Over in the mitten. Very good. Do you see the owl? Marcus, you see the owl over here?
See the owl over here, Castor?
Thank you. I'm glad you see the owl. I don't know. You're just gonna have to wait for me. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, oh boy, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owls go into talons with sharp claws, they quickly let him in. You see those sharp claws? Would you want him to be mad either? No, I don't think so. All right, we've got something else poking out his face. You see that, girls? Can you tell what that is yet?
It's a skunk.
You think? Okay, that's a good guess. It's black and white, has a pointy face. Up through the snow appeared, oh, it's not a skunk, it's a badger. One of my favorite animals. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left. But when they saw his diggers, his sharp claws, they gave him a thumbs up. All right, what's next? Who can see it? Is it your turn again? All right, we know what that one is. Good job. Yeah, actually, I've heard. Definitely, we all agree on that one, don't we? It started snowing. But when the animals were snug in the